That was real good. You must have been practicing by yourselves again. Did you hear that one whistle just kind of died out there? This is a great audience tonight.
Yeah.
You deserve the best. So what are you all doing here? Hey. Now there.
Nice.
Sporty. Hey. That's a nice ensemble.
Thank you.
Very smart.
Yeah, well, they're a bunch of friends of mine.
No, I don't. You did it again, didn't you? I have an announcement to make. Tommy Newsom just made his acting debut, movie acting debut, a new film called Hardly Breathing. Did you ever try to call Tommy at home?
No.
He has one of those answering machines, which I don't like anyway. But you call and says, "This is Tommy Newsom. I'm busy right now. Please leave your name and number, and I'll get back to you as soon as Mr. Rogers is over." Anyway, we got a good show tonight. Some nice people. Don't we have a visitor from the East tonight
Yes,
also?
he's coming.
Yes. And, and we come to you from the lovely city of Burbank,
Yes.
California. I hear from the Chamber of Commerce occasionally because they say I do too many jokes about Burbank, and I shouldn't, but how can I best describe Burbank? Let me put it this way. I understand the elephants turned it down when they were looking for a place to die. What? That was, I did it again, didn't I? I must have talked about this. It was kind of a slow news day. You can always tell when it's a slow news day. The headline in the Los Angeles Times this morning said, "Supermarket manager caught pasting Chiquita banana stickers on unauthorized bananas." It's also a slow delivery day here. Ed, as you know, if you saw the show last night or the night before, just got back from a sensational cross-country vacation trip, which was not without its hardships. The man really suffered. About halfway through, he was Muncie, Indiana. Ed had to fire his wine steward when he lost the key to the champagne cooler.
Yes.
It was a terrible trip, wasn't it?
You went all the way to Indiana?
I went to Indiana for that joke. There was a bulletin that just came over the news machine a moment ago. Yeah, I just heard that the Easter Bunny's girlfriend called him and told him that the human died. Feel like Peter Toole down at the bottom of Masada. Did you watch the finish of Masada last night? Yeah. I think they went a little too far in casting all the British actors as Romans. Did you notice? They're running up there. I say, Governor, we're going to break it in. And if you look closely, you had to look closely, the part of Peter O'Toole's courtesan was played by Benny Hill, who looked ravishing. Now, I'm going to tell you something I shouldn't tell you, but it's on the news because it's kind of silly. How many of you are familiar with a stock market analyst by the name of Joseph Granville? Yeah, he's been rather controversial the past few years because apparently he's had some successes in the stock market, not as many as he thinks. But today or yesterday, he predicted, and I guess it was on Tom Snyder's show?
Sure.
Did you ever see that show? No. He predicted that California tomorrow morning is going to have a huge earthquake, like .8 on the Richter scale. I do not understand that. It's like asking the box boy at Ralph's, what do you think of the weather? We're going to have an earthquake tomorrow. And they put it on the news. And following that, Tamara Rand is waiting until Saturday to predict that earthquake. Here's some. Did you know that the FCC just gave the telephone company authorization to go ahead with a 17% rate hike on long-distance calls? Another, they need more money. But you got to remember, phone company suffers from inflation, too. Do you know how much it costs to keep a vault in Switzerland? $2. Guy said, how much? I don't know how much it costs. I have the solution. Don't send in your phone bill this month. Later on, when they call you, play a tape recording that says, you know, you can really keep your phone bills down if you look the number up. Well, let's see. Secretary of State Alexander Haig has completed his Mideast tour. And I understand while he was in the Mideast, he offered the zealots on Masada nuclear rocks. You know, I just had a weird thought. You realize with Haig out of the country, Reagan and Bush are next in line of succession? There's some news kind of close to home. RCA, the Radio Corporation of America, has replaced our chairman, Edgar Griffith, with Thornton Bradshaw. Do you know who Mr. Bradshaw is? Thornton Bradshaw is the president of ARCO, which is the Atlantic Richfield Oil Company. And he's going to replace the former, what was he, chairman of the board of RCA from ARCO. And there are rumors around that there may be some changes made. Understand one vice president already at NBC is going to be replaced by Mr. Goodwrench. Okay, I don't want to keep you because I know you want to go across. I know you got to go right across the hall and catch card sharks, which are where you can yell and scream and have a good time and probably win prizes. Anyway, tonight we've got a very funny young man. Albert Brooks is with us, and a lovely actress. And a really fine actress, a nice-looking lady.
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon is with us tonight. And a visitor from the East, so stay where you are, and we shall... We'll be right back.
Well, I can't think of a better crowd to receive our first guest, the mystical man from the East. He's here, right here, yes. The all-knowing, all-seeing, all-omniscient, famous seer, soothsayer, and former backup singer for Barbie Benton, Karnak the Magnificent. Are you all right? Welcome once again, oh great Karnak.
May the rains of Ranchipur wash the unnatural desires from your mind.
What a mixed blessing.
What a mixed mind.
I hold in my hands the
hope
envelopes.
so.
These envelopes, as a child of four can plainly see, are hermetically sealed. They've been kept in a mayonnaise jar on Funkenwagnall's porch since noon today. No one knows the contents of these envelopes, but you, in your mystical and borderline divine way, will ascertain the answers to the questions, having never heard the question. Isn't that right, sir?
Sure.
The first envelope, hermetically sealed.
I do not know the answer. It is sealed in this envelope.
Funkenwagnall's porch,
I will divine the answer.
since noon.
Quiet, please. The answer is a vast cosmic explosion.
A vast cosmic explosion.
That's what I said. Describe Dr. Carl Sagan's wedding night. A vast cosmic explosion. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush.
What was the vice president's first name before he changed it to George? Actual first name was a bird in the hand is worth
Bird.
two in. No coughing while Karnak is.
Nice to hear some sound.
How about this sound? You're fired. Somewhere over the rainbow. Where did Jerry Brown go to high school? Oil of Olay.
Oil of Olay.
Oh, shut up. What do you use to deep fry a bullfighter? Everett, Austin, and Goolagong. Name 2 tennis players and the sound a naked fat man makes when he runs through a car wash.
You already divined that, and
That's
you didn't
right.
care for it.
That's right. Larry, Curly, and Moe.
Larry, Curly, and Moe.
Who does Secretary of State Haig come after in the line of succession?
Don't I?
Excuse me.
Kind of dozed off there.
The postman always rings twice.
The postman always rings twice.
How do Siamese twins know when their mail has arrived? May an allergic camel cough on your quiche. Hickory dickory dock. Where do you go to if you're having trouble with your hickory dickory? A royal pain. What did Prince Charles get when he fell off his horse? BVD. What do you call a social disease among hornets? Henry R. Block.
Henry R. Block.
Name the one person who's rich after April 15th.
I hold in my hand the last envelope.
May your spinster sister cough up a yak hairball. I have to have silence. Betty Crocker, Magic Johnson, and Tamara Rand. Name a baker, a laker, and a faker. We have Albert Brooks, Susan Sarandon with us. Now, remember several weeks ago, we had a discussion on this show.
Yes.
I'd seen a National Geographic special about a bird called the I called it the swit at the
really
time.
the
It was the
swift.
swift.
Yes.
Had to do with a bird that as soon as it's born and learns to fly, flies for 3 years,
Before stopping.
never lands.
Yeah.
For 3 full years before it comes back to the nest.
And I brought up the subject about the shark
You
that
said
swims.
you were putting down my bird.
I was never putting down your bird.
You said, big deal. How about a shark?
That's right, who
and I said, a
swims.
shark does not fly.
That's right.
And you said?
It would look very silly flying. I
Yes.
said, but it swims continuously, all its life.
Aha!
What does that mean? What does that
That's what it means. Aha! I have a letter here. Official letterhead. This is not, a paste-up job. This is from Mr. F.G. Walton Smith.
Not embossed, it's just printed on.
Printed, but it's from the International Oceanographic Foundation. And they put out magazines called Sea Secrets and Sea Frontiers, so forth. The International Oceanographic Foundation.
It certainly sounds like a legitimate outfit.
These people know water. Okay. Water is their life. This is what they do. That's why they call it
Water is their business?
oceanographic. They do not spend
All
much
right.
time on land.
So what, they corroborated what I said?
Aha! You were so sure. You practically...
Positive.
Positive. He says, see page 4 of Sea Secrets. I have Sea Secrets here in my hand. Question from DH. People write in, they want to know about things like this.
Man wouldn't give his full name?
DH. Well,
Give initials?
some people who
You
spend a lot
believe
of
a
time...
man would give initials at the end of a letter?
It's a small, they don't have time, space to print the whole letter. All right, Don Harris, Encino. I was trying to save time. I was giving it an extra.
DH.
Question, he asks.
Yes.
Why do sharks have to swim to keep breathing? Answer. In Sea Secrets.
Page 4 from DH.
Not all sharks are required to swim continuously. Now, remember the night on the show I
Yes.
said there were some sharks that sit on the bottom?
That's right.
And you said, but they got to keep moving on the bottom.
No, I agree with that. I said there are only certain sharks.
You said all sharks had to
Yes,
continue
all right.
swimming. Oh, now, you admit that.
Yes.
The critical factor is whether or not the shark has a mechanism for pumping water over its gills, like a bony fish. Some sharks, such as the nurse, lemon, bull, and Springer sharks, have such a muscular adaptation in the gill region that allows them to pump water into the stomach out over the gills. Nurse sharks are often seen resting on the sea bottom, sleeping, not moving. The others do so less frequently.
But it proves that some sharks, right? I had an undistributed middle term. You know, from, remember that?
Unequivocal middle term?
No, undistributed. You know what it was in logic. What was that? I can't think of the name of it. 3 things, So some sharks have to swim all their life.
You didn't say some sharks had to
I
swim.
corrected myself the next night. I spoke to a shark authority named DH.
Yeah. No, it says other species of sharks lack that.
Yes, so
And they have to keep moving constantly with their mouths open.
Yes.
And that's known as the dumb shark. So you can always, if you ever skin dive and you see a shark going along, you know he is breathing.
Yes, and don't go near him.
Don't go near him. We'll be right back. My first guest. I'm an admirer of Albert Brooks. He's a very clever young man, and he directed, co-wrote, and stars in a film called Modern Romance, which is a very realistic and funny film that explores the face of love in the 1980s. I guess maybe it's changed. It's called, did I mention the title? Mm-hmm. Yes, Modern Romance. Would you welcome Albert Brooks?
I do have something to add to that. Birds cannot sleep in the water either. They will swim till they die, which is about 40 seconds.
They keep their eyes closed, I think.
They keep their
when
eyes closed and
do
they
it,
swim for about 40. I've seen a bird swim 50 seconds and then he dies. Some birds get eaten by fish first.
Of course they do.
But why eat into my time with this?
This is right. This is not National Geographic.
No.
Let me ask you an honest question. You wrote this film now, you directed it, co-star in it. You get tired of going around talking about it? Do you feel like, gee, this is the way the business works and I've got to go on shows and do it?
I'm sick as hell of doing it. No, well, I mean, there are certain shows that you look forward to coming
Yeah.
on. Of course, this is one of them.
Well, I certainly
Some
hope
of them,
you would say that.
Yes, well, I mean, I would. AM Canada's another matter. It's a little tough when they get there. You know, a Canadian early in the morning isn't the wittiest person. Not that. No. I mean very early. I mean after 8 o'clock, it's fine. It's from 6 to 7. They kind of ask you, "You're from America." Yeah. So are you. You know. We're all here. And they, of course, wear heavy clothes, but they're very nice people, and I hope they enjoy the movie.
That's right. And swim in the water with their mouths open,
it's
too.
it's the small ones, the small shows that are tough, and it's only because of the it's the questions, I think, that are.
What can I ask you that they haven't asked you? Now, this thing's about love, and what I've not seen the picture yet, I'll be honest.
Well, they have.
I wish I had seen it. No, I've read some very nice things about it.
Oh, no.
They like the picture.
Yes.
But you're currently not married, are you? I don't think you have been married.
No, I'm currently not married. No, during the little shark bit you were doing, I was proposing to somebody, but it didn't take.
It's the way we kill time in the green room.
No, I'm not married. I haven't been married yet. This film deals with a particular kind of relationship I've had, though. It's a very frustrating one.
Yeah.
It's a relationship that you should not be in. It's a relationship where there are areas that are very good, like in this case, the sexual area is very good. Then there are areas that are very bad, like everything else.
Defines it down.
Yes, and I mean, these are two completely different kinds of people. I'm an outgoing person. This woman, played by Catherine Harold, she works at a bank, very sedate, and you meet and you feel that this is what life is supposed to be. You're not supposed to have anything in common. You're supposed to feed off each other. And then that lasts for about 30 seconds until you run out of things to say.
Yeah.
And sometimes it gets hard to get into bed at 2 in the afternoon, you know? So you break up, and then, of course, you miss the hugging, and you get back together, and then when you get back together, you miss the fact that you're not talking English, and then you break up again, and it's just this continual cycle that goes on and
Nobody's
on.
ever figured it out, though, really. You
Oh,
see,
it's
you're tapping
horrible.
a subject that
Yes.
experts cannot. You know, if you read the Dear Abby column, which I do sometimes for comedy material.
She writes with a lisp. It's interesting.
She has.
No, I mean, it's very nice, though.
But people write in with all kinds of problems, and one of the most frequent is, how do you know when you're in love? And all the philosophers from time started have not been able to answer. How do you know when you're in love?
I have one answer to that. None of my pants fit. That's the only answer.
I think Schopenhauer first said that, but Schopenhauer did that, the old pants-fitting syndrome.
Yes. I don't know.
No, but people do. Now, see, I remember people saying you had to have a lot in common. You should have certain basic backgrounds.
Well, I'm back to
tastes,
believing
and so
that
forth.
again.
And other people said you should have opposites so you can, you know, extract.
And those are generally people that are in terrible relationships, so they can watch you die along with them. You know, you go visit a man and his wife who have nothing to say, and the guy traps you at the door and he says, "Don't marry anybody you like, please. You know, please come over and suffer with me, God, please." So
everybody wants you. Yeah.
Generally, I think you do have to have something in common. Otherwise, you should marry people that don't speak English, and then you've got a head start. So I'm now exploring. There's a whole other country. Europe is a ball.
That's right. Women are starved for love in Europe.
And you don't even know if you have anything in common because you say hello and they go, and sounds good, you know.
Yeah.
It doesn't, I don't.
Maybe that's the answer, to marry somebody
To
where
marry
there's not a
European.
common language.
That's right. That's right.
Now, you mentioned the sexual thing. Now, most people, when they first meet each other, let's be honest, it is usually a sexual physical attraction at first. Usually, you go to a party, you look at somebody across the room, and you say, well,
all right,
that's pretty, that's
we'll
nice.
be honest.
You don't know across.
It's like
well, you never say, boy, would I like to get a hold of that mind.
Yeah.
You ever say that in your life?
Only.
Ever say that?
No, only if she's with somebody.
Yes.
That's right.
Now, you said, you know what's going on now? I've seen several shows in which couples are practicing celibacy.
On the show?
No, not on the show.
I saw a John Davidson show where no one would touch him.
That's a whole other area. No, where couples who are either living together or married,
Yeah.
I'm sure apparently is a new thing, where they seem to strengthen themselves by being celibate.
I think that happens because when you finally give in, it's great. I mean, I think, you know, I think it's the same principle. What did you call
Hitting
it in
yourself
college?
on the head with a
yeah, with a
hammer, if it feels so good when you stop it.
Yes,
But they are. They're really doing it.
Yeah.
For some reason.
Well, they're also trying to sell the books, but I've seen those. I've seen those people. I don't believe that. I mean, I don't believe that. I do believe it, but then I wonder why there has to be some bizarre sexual quality to that. Could you imagine? I mean, lying next to a person all day long, honey? No. You know? Maybe next year. Okay.
Next decade, yes.
Yeah. Let's talk late '80s. Well, you know, we'll wait.
Was your first? Usually you're in puppy love. Do you remember that well?
I was in love with a puppy. Yes. That's
No, when you had your first crush,
boy.
most guys remember the name of the very first girl. They had what you call a crush. I thought you were in love.
Yeah. I don't remember her name at all.
Oh, come on, nothing.
No,
Of course you do.
I remember her name. I don't want to say it because of the Enquirer suit. But yes,
What do you?
I remember I was a little boy and I fell in love with a little girl, and I remember my first date. We went to the child section of the Beverly Hills Hotel. These little teeny rooms where the midgets would relax between calling people for phones, you know?
Only in California.
Yes.
Now, Freud was, I guess, said.
Freud. This is the psychiatrist.
This is kind of not to be confused with
the
Freud
talk show host,
in Burbank. Yeah. Freud once says about women, "What do they want?" It's quoted to him saying, "Now here's a man who's."
I think it was, "What the hell do they want?"
He might have been, but this is a family show. Now here's a man who's one of the fathers of
our country,
psychoanalytical behavior and so forth, and he didn't know. Now what?
How am I supposed to know?
What do you understand? Let's do it the other way.
Film, yeah.
Everybody knows what we don't understand about women. What do you understand about women?
Ooh, that's interesting. Well, I know. I mean, why not talk about what I don't? I don't understand.
Okay, what don't you understand?
All right, I don't understand why they weigh that much less than us. They seem to eat as much as we do at meals. Did you ever take a woman out to dinner? The portions are the same for both of you.
Right.
The plates are both empty. They get home, they're 110, you're 180. This I don't figure out.
Freud never went into that.
No, because that's because scales weren't accurate.
A lot of the other psychologists called him on that very point.
That's right. That's right.
Why they weigh less.
In two of his first volumes, he said that women weigh the same.
Yeah.
But it was a misprint. It was women pay the same.
So you don't understand that.
Yeah.
Is that the only thing you don't understand?
That
Size?
and
How about emotions? Women stronger, they say, emotionally.
Well, I think that's
Men like to believe that they're the strongest emotionally. They're not. Women are.
Yes.
In a crisis, women seem to function better than men.
I'm jealous of that feature, and seriously, I think that's why women live longer. Because they don't hold it in. Did you ever see an autopsy of a man? You cut him open, tears flow out over the floor.
It's been stored up in there for years.
It's like water. It's like a river. I mean, it's very important. This character that I play in this movie does let go of his emotions, and I've seen certain men react to it almost violently, like it's
how dare you cry?
Yeah. I mean, or how dare you even whine? Well, you know, the hell with them. I mean, whining, if you at least have to start with some exploration of what's inside.
Well, there's nothing wrong with crying at all. It's an emotional release.
No, not at all. Much better than well, not much better than hitting, but...
Maybe we should get to the film clip, because I know that's why you're here. You
No. That's absolutely not true. I'm only here because I wanted to see what this hour format was like.
Well, this is what it's like.
I get my telegram? I don't know if you remember it. I sent you a telegram when you first went to an hour. Remember what I said? Pity the last two guests.
Oh, yes.
Never repeat a telegram. It doesn't work. Even Western Union says
you have to read
mail
them.
it, but don't repeat it. Yes. All right. Well, the film clip is this is a part of this movie deals with the fact. Okay, you're trapped in this relationship. I've broken up and gotten back together with this girl so many times. I've finally broken up for the last time. This lasts about a half hour.
What drags you back?
It doesn't. What drives me back is that it takes a year at minimum to get out of one of these things. And generally, you give yourself an hour. And after an hour, you say, it doesn't work, and you're back.
Yeah.
Because no one looks good to you. You really do have to go to another country to get out of it, I think, or take
So is this
drugs.
coming back together
yes.
or
yes,
breaking up?
this is. I have left presents at her door, and now I am waiting for her phone call. And in these relationships, when you're waiting for that one call, any other call you get, you will lie, you will do anything to get off the phone. So I'm constantly, it's never her, it's always someone else. And I've just checked my answering machine, and now I think the phone rings.
Watch the
here.
monitor. Here's a little film excerpt from Modern Romance.
Oh, my. Hello?
Hello, dear.
Oh, Mom, I can't talk right now. I'm expecting a call, and also I'm right in the middle of work. There's 20 people here, okay? Let me call you right back.
You're working so late?
Yeah, we had trouble in the editing room. Some electricity went out. Hold it, I'm coming, okay? I'll call you right back.
How's it going?
Everything's fine, but I gotta go now, okay? Just a minute. I'm coming. I'll call you right back,
What
okay?
happened with Mary?
Mary's fine. I'll call you back, okay? Okay, bye.
Wait a minute.
Hello?
Hi, Robert.
I can't talk right now. Can I call you right back?
Okay, you know who this is?
No.
Tommy.
Tommy, let me call you right back. I'm in the middle of something, okay?
All right, you got my number?
No, I don't. Wait, I'll get a pen. Just a minute.
All right.
All right, got it. What is it?
652.
Yeah, just a minute. Yeah. 30. I'll give you a call right back, okay?
All right,
okay,
great.
bye.
Thanks.
Good piece. That's funny. That's two good, two wonderful touches there that everyone has done.
Oh, well, every time the phone rings in this movie, it's my mother, and it's this constant, it's that kind of discussion where she sides with the woman. I've broken up with Mary. Well, you know, honey, you're really going to have to treat people differently if you want to stay with anyone. Well, whose side are you on? I'm not on anyone's side, sweetie. Okay, fine, I gotta go. You know, and it's just they automatically feel that.
I love the writing down
Yes.
the number when we've done that, and you're not going to call the person back. Let me get a piece of
Consult the air later.
And you absolutely do a Marcel Marceau thing. Right, I got it. Right, what is it? And you're not doing anything.
Right.
You're faking somebody else.
And let me say this, I love my Canadian friends.
What? Good.
I really do. I need the money.
They have motion picture theaters. Actually,
Many
in
of them,
Canada,
right.
many of them
And it's
there.
cold, and they stay there even when they don't like the film.
We got to take a break. We'll be right back. My next guest, Susan Sarandon, very lovely, competent actress. She is currently starring in the movie Atlantic City, which opened this year's L.A. International Film Exposition. And I'll read something about her from Time magazine when she comes out here. Would you welcome Miss Susan Sarandon?
I've learned so much about what you guys don't know. It's really interesting.
You're going to have to help us out. First, I wanted to read this while you're out here, even at the risk of maybe embarrassing you, because it's from Time magazine, which can be very difficult sometime when reviews of motion pictures. And they talk about your work. And they said there is a core of strength in her, even when she is playing losers, a lack of guile and artifice that is extremely appealing. She evokes sympathy without asking for pity. That's very nice. You know, you don't get lots of good things said about you often in this business, most of us.
No, that's why I don't read reviews.
Don't you really? Oh, come on now. I don't believe that.
No, I don't. I'm chicken. I have people
You
read them
never
to
read
me,
them?
but I don't read them. No, I have people tell me if they're good or if they're bad, and
I've heard of that. Richard Burton says he would not ever read a review because it really didn't make any difference. If
Did you
they
ever
liked
read the
him,
reviews he's gotten, though?
well, some of them are wonderful.
They're wonderful, yeah.
But he said, I think, and he didn't tell me this personally, that if you read and you get a tremendously impressionable review or favorable, you start to take it too seriously.
yeah, you can't win either
otherwise,
way.
if you read the bad ones, then you start to get depressed, so...
Yeah, they stick in your mind, those sentences. That's lovely, though. That's a very adult
nice?
review. I like that.
Do you get the impression that Albert and I don't understand the female person too well, from what
Yes,
you've
but
heard?
I don't think you should, you know. I think that's probably best to just keep you confused and a mystery. I think that's what keeps the world going round.
Yeah, that's the trouble, I think, with so many of those self-help books that are out, that everybody must understand the way everybody else thinks and what they are emotionally going through at the moment And maybe you shouldn't. Maybe
Well, I
that's
think you
half
should
of
be
the,
considerate about another person's feelings and everything, but I think it was Fellini who said that man's fascination with the mystery of women and fear of them is what makes the world go round.
Fear.
I don't
But it
think
was
you
also
ever...
Fellini who passed out LSD to everyone on the crew before he...
Oh, is that what he did?
That's fair.
So you'd have
Yes,
no
look
fear,
at
I
his
guess.
films. I mean, you're right, you're right.
Do you think most men have a fear of women? When I say fear, I mean are intimidated?
Oh, I think some men are intimidated by certain kinds of women, but I think it's more fear of the unknown.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's okay. I mean,
Which
if you
one?
knew everything, I mean, you have to have something that's kept to yourself in order to have those sparks fly. If you're right there next to each other.
But there's so much that has never been taught. I mean, if you broke down everything, you still wouldn't know anything. There's just so much that's never been talked
True,
about.
you should learn about pheromones.
Is that like hormones?
Kind of. That's what makes people get
Pheromones?
together when there's no explanation for people getting together.
Really?
Yeah.
Pheromones?
Pheromones.
I thought those were the things they use for insects to attract the
well,
female.
it's also, that's right.
they were
That's
trained.
exactly.
Insects in.
No, that's exactly what it is. It's what makes ants in a group build castles and dogs pack and...
But you know, female ants and male ants don't understand each other either.
No.
Same kind of arguments, too.
They have the same kind of fights.
Jealousy, cheating. Yes.
Yeah, I'm going to the hill tonight. I'm going... Anyway, we'll get back to that, because somebody told me later you got some questions that'll find out if we
yes,
know any- You want to do this now
I
for the
just
fun?
found these in my dressing room, and they're all about men and women. And I just thought maybe I'd run this by you.
Give us a shot at it.
Okay. This is a pop quiz. You ready?
Why not?
Women
Is there
talk...
any luggage or any dish prizes for this?
I'll
at
tell
all?
you later what you
I
win.
can hum the
depending on-
Price is Right theme.
That's right, it's underneath.
All right, guys. Women talk more about men than men talk about women. True or false? Johnny?
Men what?
Talk more about women talk more about men than men talk about women. Try to keep it clean.
I'd say no.
True.
I'd say true.
University of Minnesota investigators found that women discussed men far more often than men discussed women. Women talked about men more often than about any other subject except other women. Men's conversations were most frequently devoted to business, money, other men, and then women.
So that's one for each of you guys, and I lose on that one.
Right.
Which goes to show
Okay.
that women are more attractive.
Unless you're a man going to a prostitute, then all those conversations would be about the woman, business
right.
and money
True.
and other
That's-
women. Yes, right.
There's exceptions to every one of
Yeah.
these questions.
Well, this is in Minnesota, you know.
Well, it's cold up there,
Oh,
too.
Minnesota's...
I mean, I love my friends in Minnesota.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're so close to Canada.
I do love my friends in Canada.
All right, what's that?
Okay, when a couple has mother-in-law trouble, it's usually the wife's mother who's to blame. Now, he has
I would
more
say
experience
no.
with this.
No, I would say no.
You would say it's your mother-in-law that's to blame. Your mother.
I would say it was the male's mother.
Male's mother.
Yes.
You're absolutely
Yes.
correct. After careful evaluation,
Not that
a few phone
I
calls.
have
No,
not had
no,
that personal
no.
problem.
No.
I would only think it would be the son's mother who would create the problem more than the wife's mother.
Why would you think that?
I just think the mother is more protective toward her son
I agree.
than she is toward the daughter.
I agree.
And you're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
I agree.
Okay,
You're
we got
right.
one apiece. I got to do a commercial. We're going to come
Okay.
back. We got a film clip also of Atlantic
Oh,
City,
God,
so
oh,
stay where
God.
you are. We'll have you back. Speaking of Canada, this young lady won the Canadian equivalent of our Oscar here, the Genie, right?
For the best foreign actor.
That's very
Thank
nice. Maybe you'll follow in her footsteps up in Canada. In Atlantic City, you play a clam bar waitress who
Yeah.
aspires to be a blackjack dealer.
That's
Right?
yes. That's true.
Somebody, you went to blackjack school, actually?
I went to clam shucking school, begging
Ah.
the expression, and I went to blackjack school, and I learned how to do a little bit of both. It's
Yeah.
tough.
Being
shucking
blackjack
those
dealer
clams.
is shucking clams.
Yeah, it's very tough, and they teach you, how to be very paranoid when you're dealing, and
Yeah.
because there's a little camera up above, and everyone here is trying to cheat you, and so you learn all the ritual, and
Yeah.
but there's not too much you can do to beat someone really. I mean, that's a very good game to play actually, because the odds are in your favor.
You can get them in your favor if you're a good counter.
Yes, and
goes
actually
into
the
a whole nother
suit was before the Supreme Court of whether or not they could expel counters from
They shouldn't be allowed to.
Why?
Why should they be allowed to? Somebody
I
who-
agree.
Why should they be allowed to exclude from a gambling casino
Oh,
somebody,
no, that's what I'm saying.
somebody who is clever, who is not cheating, who simply knows how to play
That's
the game?
right, absolutely.
What the House is saying, in effect, is we only want to play with people who don't know how to play.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And if you
then
know how to
so did
play,
the-
you ought to be able to know how to
Yeah.
play.
And the court agreed too.
Yeah.
So So finally now they just shuffle more often, but they couldn't keep them
Or they'll
out.
put 2 or 3 decks in, but the
Yeah.
good counters can still. Anyway, we got a little film clip. Burt Lancaster's in this picture.
He sure
Right.
is. Big Bert, yeah.
And does this need any setting up, or are you just shucking away here?
No, I'm not shucking. I'm actually, I think, being emotional or something.
Well, it's okay.
I've got to go.
I hope I didn't...
No. I've got friends waiting. I should have told you. We're fixing up this house that I'm going to move into, a new place, and
Can I see you later?
I've got a class.
Well, nice lunch.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.
See ya.
Why do they have to kill him?
Well, let's get away from here. Dave was a nice boy.
He was a...
But you married him.
Look, you would marry anybody, too, to get out of Saskatchewan.
Don't be mad at me.
I'm sorry, I'm not mad at you. It's just... I'm late and everything.
You want to go to your friends? Come on, I'll take you.
I
Get out
always
of
admire...
Saskatchewan, huh?
I always admire these people who can cry and keep their faces totally immobile and just have these pretty little tears trickling down, you know. It never works for me.
Why can't you? You're not able to.
Cry pretty? No, I look like that when I cry.
We'll be right back. So good. That's what. Well, this is the way the hour works. The fastest hour goes.
You don't mind if I stay alone, do you?
Do another half hour, and
I'll stay with you.
We'll bring in,
I'll stay
bring in an
with
author
Hey,
to
well,
talk
I'll
with
stay
you.
and we could have a bad party.
Hey, I hope Atlantic City is a big
Thank
success
you.
and modern romance.
Thank you.
I'm humbled by that applause.